How are we all doing? Are we getting our hair cut yet? No, we are not. This is still growing at an alarming rate. Okay, just before I start, I want to ask if anyone's had any trouble ordering any figures from Japan or China recently. I ordered a Fans Toys figure back in early April, and it still hasn't left Chinese soil, to my reckoning. I just wonder how anyone else is getting on, because I was ordering stuff before, and sort of during lockdown, and stuff was coming through just fine. But this one just doesn't want to get to me. Can someone send me a tweet and let me know? Thanks. Okay, so we're back with another top 5 video today. I wanted to take a dive away from G1. Firstly, let me just say I'm not a fan of the term G1er. I just hate it. But I felt my channel was going a little too much in that direction. So today, I wanted to take a look at my top 5 characters from the live action movies, or Bayverse, if you will. I will say at this point this is based on all the films except for The Last Night. I haven't seen that one, although I gather that's a bit of a blessing. Anyway, let's explode into it. Number 5, Optimus Prime. So I, like a lot of people, was obviously very glad that Peter Cullen had been reprised for the role of Optimus Prime. And I'll be honest, I wasn't really a fan of the new look of the robot mode or the truck mode. But over the time I've gotten used to his new character look. If you look back at the 2007 Transformers movie, all the way through to Age of Extinction, he becomes more slender in robot mode and gives off more of a pristine alien robot vibe rather than just a clump of bolts and parts held together by CGI. He does also come across a bit more stern than what we've seen before.
He's pissed. You lied to us.
Now the vehicle mode is meaty, I will say that. I just think they got the blue and red flames the wrong way round. But when you see him with his trailer, he certainly looks the 18-wheeler business. This Optimus Prime, unlike many others, is very multifunctional. He combines with Jetfire's parts, has swords and axes, and he changes his alt mode at least once. He also has his towering presence in the movies. He's still the ultimate hero for me. Number 4, Bumblebee. Now I was very late to the Bumblebee party. I wasn't a big fan of him back in G1, so they had to work very hard to win me over. But eventually they did. The no-speaking approach was an odd one for me. I feel you can't connect with a character if you can't hear their words. That said, BB-8 and R2-D2 don't speak and everybody loves them, so what do I know? I probably started paying attention to Bumblebee in Revenge of the Fallen, but I always kept him at arm's length. It wasn't until Travis Knight's Bumblebee movie that I properly bought into him, and now they have a superstar on their hands. It's also looking like he's going to be the next leader of the Autobots, and it's hard to argue with that given his current fan base. Number 3, Blackout. Okay, speaking of meaty. One of the first Transformers scenes is to see Blackout transforming in the army base and wreaking havoc. It's a proper can't take your eyes off the screen moment. Plus he's carrying Scorponok on his back because you know he wasn't really threatening before. He's got weapons for days and he comes across on a broadside scale with the size of the helicopter he turns into. I don't have any of the live action movie toys, but this is one I've always been tempted to pick up. There is a confusing aspect to whether he dies in the first movie and then whoever this guy is. Still, it's a great look in both modes. Considering there are quite a few helicopter characters when you think about it, he does stand out amongst them. Number 2, Megatron. So Megs is second on my list, but I am conflicted. Frank Welker wasn't chosen to voice the role, but when you consider the change in visual aspect from G1, I think they chose right with Hugo Weaving. His claw-like hand and very visible teeth make him a true leader warrior, and that really comes across on screen. Sadly, one of the main problems for Megatron, movie or not, is they can't seem to find a good alt mode for him. He starts off as a jet in the 2007 movie, becomes a triple changing tank in Revenge of the Fallen, and gets brutally killed in Dark of the Moon. All that being said, despite all of his setbacks, which are plenty, he still comes across as a big deal. You eventually see him in hiding, turning into an Onslaught-inspired truck, and wearing a cape. Sure, why not? He's still operating and clawing onto his position despite all he's endured. It would be unwise to underestimate him.
Oh, so unwise.
Number 1, Ironhide. Now I never really got Ironhide in G1, and honestly I think the IDW comics did him better service. But in the live action movies he's much more to business. His glossy black paint is brilliant, he's constantly looking for a battle with his huge arm cannons, and his heavy duty alt mode. He really is a total package. I'm torn between his voice from G1 and the movies. Whilst it's really great fun to shout Ironhide in almost a Texas-like accent, he's somewhat well spoken in these movies. Given that he's kind of a munitions expert in these films, I'm not so sure it's the best fit. Not massively wild on the pig nose for a face, but when you're taking on a battalion of Decepticon forces single-handedly, who cares? Whilst I'm not the biggest live-action movie Transformers fan you'll find, I can appreciate the building process that's gone into the last 13 years or so in trying to give these bots new identities that isn't just a copy and paste routine. Given that it's spawned a Transformers Prime series and given Bumblebee his own spotlight for a movie, it really shows the hard work has paid off. And there you go, that's my top 5 live-action movie Transformers. Do yours differ? Leave a comment and let me know. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.